Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is William, and today we had the second day of our live trade training, and from this chart, this was the markets that we were looking at during the live trade training, the New Zealand Japanese yen. And from this trade, we entered into a two standard lot, as one of each. And the reason why I got into this trade is because there were certain things I saw that during my analysis of the market, and that made me got into this trade. The first thing is, if you look at the 1 minute chart, which is at the top left hand side, you can see that when the market came all the way down to the daily S1, it stopped, and the sellers tried again the second time, but they never succeeded, and the market went on to the upside, forming a double bottom from the 1 minute chart. So this was one of the things that I saw. And second thing is the candle, the length of the candle was quite significant. If I have to compare it to the ones that came after that, you can see that the buyers never allow the sellers to move the market further down. So this was the second thing I saw that made me got into this trade. So here I'm setting my stop losses, and also my take profits, and also looking at where I could possibly be stopped out, or possibly take profit using the support resistant levels. So the market came all the way down to, from the 1 hour chart. If you're looking at the one hour chart, it came all the way to this yellow line. It stopped there. Now this line has been placed there from the previous trade session, so this was a significant level of support. So the market came all the way down, stopped there, and then now it's reversing. So it's reversing back to test another level of resistance. So right now it looks as if the market should go down, but there's one candle that is having kind of retracement or a pullback. But from my analysis, this is a seller's market, because if you look at the daily chart, for the past a day or so, it's been on a downward trend. So yesterday was a downtrend, and today seemed to be the same thing, downward trend. And then the 4 hour chart as well is looking bearish. Also the 1 hour chart is also looking bearish. So these were my train of thought that told me that overall this market might go to the downward side, but there was an opportunity to take that reversal to the upside temporarily. So because I saw those things, and they pointed to me that the market was going to go up temporarily, and I jumped into the trade following my trading rules, which is very vital and very important, and which I also instill on the participants of the trade training today, that it is not all about the profit. It's about the process you follow to get into the trade, get out of the trade, when to get into the trade, when not to get into the trade, things like that. So and also considering a few things which is very vital when it comes to trading, and one of them is the spread. because sometimes if you're not careful, you will give most of your pips to spreads. So it's always important to look for a broker that can give you a low spread, like what we can see here from the 1 minute chart. We can see the spread is fluctuating between 0 to 3 pips. So this is a very good thing, because it gives you the opportunity to get into the trade, and with that you'll be able to know where you stand in terms of setting your risk level and also your profit target. So that's about one of the things we talked about during the trade session. So looking at my trade here, we can see that the market came very close to the daily S1, which is a support level 1, and now it's trying to go back up. And I'm still holding my few trades, although I've closed part of the trade, which was one of the questions in the chat room, how to close part of a trade, and I demonstrated how to do that to the participant during the trade session. So here I'm just explaining how to place your, or where to place your support and resistance levels. So that's what I was explaining here. Although we're going to go in depth into support and resistance on Thursday, which will be the third day of our trade session. So here I'm still talking about the support and resistance level, and why I decide to place my support resistance level at those areas. That's my take profit area, and also looking at the candle using the line chart. I'm kind of like gauging my support, or rather my take profit levels. So that's about the take profit and support and resistance. So it looks like the sellers are trying to push the market back down. So here now I'm calculating my risk level. It's always important to consider your risk when you're trading. Trading is not all about trading. You have to find a balance between risk and reward. And if you see that the market is pointing that you are in the wrong side of the market, it's better you exit your trade. You don't have to wait and hope that the market will go back. If you're doing that, like I said in the trade room, hope is not a strategy. Because if you're hoping, you're just hoping that things will go your way, but the market doesn't care about you. The market will do whatever it wants to do. So it's up to you as a trader to learn to manage your risk. So I closed my trade since I saw that it looks like the market wants to go to the downside, which is obviously right, because from the daily and the 4-hour chart, it shows that this session is going to go the downward side. It might go up temporarily, just like it did using the 1-hour chart from that candle that we have in front of us. But overall the trend is in the downside. So that's why I closed my trade. And using the indicators like the Ichimoku indicator, I was explaining in the trade room why I had to close my trade, because even the Ichimoku is also indicating that this is a downward move. The market is on the bear side today in the Asian session. So that's why I had to close my trade. Now it's trying to go up temporarily. The market is kind of like struggling between the buyers and the seller at this level, of 72.60, 72.630, 72.620, and is struggling, trying to see who is going to win this struggle between the buyers and the sellers. And it looks like the sellers are gaining the upper hand, but it's still the sellers market. If the buyers try to push it up, the sellers come and smack it down again, and that's how the trade has been, or that's how the trade was during the trade session. So it looks like the buyers are trying to push it up again, and they're pushing it up, and trying to get to that resistant level. It got to that resistant level. Now the sellers are trying to push it back down again. So here I'm just explaining why I got into the trade to the participants. So now it's coming back down again. It got to that level and it's coming back down again. So it's in all this, it's always important you factor in your risk. You consider a lot of things. You consider your spread. You consider the support and resistance. You know, you look at all these things to to help you gauge the market properly, and when to get in and when to get out of the trade. So this was what happened during the live trade session. Now this trade session is going to continue for another week. Today happened to be the second day of the live trade training, and for the 2 days which we've had it, we had the profit days. The Monday was a profit day, and today Tuesday is a profit day, and we'll continue on Thursday, and then the whole of next week Monday, Tuesday and Thursday. So this is what happened. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much, and you have a great night. Bye bye.